students, welcome to the fourth lecture of Basic Electronics Engineering. I am Assistant Professor Sugandh Gupta, and in today's lecture we will discuss the effect of temperature on VI characteristics of diode and breakdown mechanisms. So in the previous lecture we learnt and we discussed the VI characteristics of a diode. I hope you remember. So this was the VI characteristics of diode, and in this we learned that we draw the graph during forward and reverse biasing. So we have to remember one or two points for each case, that is for each of the biasings. That in the case of forward biasing, the current will rise negligibly till the knee voltage is reached, and this is also called cut-in voltage, which is 0.7 volt for silicon and 0.3 volt for germanium. But as soon as this knee voltage is reached, the current rises rapidly. So if we want to define the knee voltage or the cut-in voltage, we can easily define it that it is the forward voltage up to which current rises negligibly and after which current rises rapidly. So this is the knee voltage, and you can also mention the values for silicon and germanium over here. So your answer will be more accurate. Now, when we will talk about reverse biasing, we have learnt that in reverse biasing, a small reverse saturation current will flow. So, reverse saturation current. Why was it called saturation? We learnt it in the last lecture that it will achieve its or attain its maximum value quickly, and then it will become constant with the voltage. But there is a limit to everything. So, after a certain value of reverse voltage, the breakdown will occur, that is the depletion layer will collapse, the junction will collapse, and the reverse current will rise rapidly. So we will learn about this breakdown mechanism later on, but for now we should remember that there is a limit to everything, and after a certain value of reverse voltage, the reverse current will rise rapidly. So this is the increasing direction. See, each and everything has a certain significance. This arrow shows that this is the downwards is the increasing direction for the reverse current. This is the increasing direction for the forward current, as both are opposite in directions. So therefore one is taken in positive direction and the other is taken in negative direction. And you can also mention over here that reverse current for silicon is less, that is in the order of nanoamperes, and for germanium it is in microamperes. So this is about the reverse characteristics. And if we want to define the breakdown voltage, we can easily define that the reverse voltage at which the reverse current rises rapidly. So this was about the VI characteristics of diode, very important. And if the question comes, you first need to draw this graph and you can mention each and everything. Then you need to mention what happens in the forward bias, that the current rises negligibly till the knee voltage. After that knee voltage is reached, it rises rapidly. Then you define the knee voltage. After that, move on to the reverse biasing, and you need to tell that during reverse bias a small current will flow, that is called reverse saturation current, which will then become constant with the applied voltage, and then at a certain value of breakdown voltage the reverse current will rise rapidly, and you can mention these values. So this is how we will explain the VI characteristics of diode. I have also given in detail it in my notes, which are available online. So these are the VI characteristics of PN diode. Now let us come to the current topic, and that is the today we will discuss these many contents in part 1 of 4th lecture. First of all, we will draw the VI characteristics of silicon and germanium. Then we will have an overview of ideal characteristics of PN diode. Then we will see the effect of temperature on the VI characteristics, how the temperature is going to affect the VI characteristics of diode, and then we will see the diode current equation. So these many contents we will be looking into this part. So let's start one by one. So let us first draw the VI characteristics of PN diode. VI characteristics of silicon and germanium. So let us first draw the VI characteristics of silicon and germanium, and we'll try to draw this graph in the same manner. First of all, let us prepare the axis. This is the forward voltage direction, VF. Write the units volts. Then this is the forward current, IF. Write the unit milliampere. This is how we prepare the axis first of all. First of all, we write the parameters, then we write their corresponding units. Similarly, this is VR, reverse voltage, and write the unit, that is volts. Similarly, IS, that is reverse saturation current, and write down the units because reverse saturation current is small as compared to the forward current. Therefore, the unit will be smaller and it is in microamperes. So this is how we will prepare the axis first of all. Then let us draw. See, we have already drawn the VI characteristics of PN diode earlier. So we have an idea that the current will rise negligibly till the knee voltage. So whenever you draw it negligibly, just bring your pen over here and leave it. Don't go in continuation. Otherwise that graph will not be the accurate one. Now, you are going to draw the graph for silicon and germanium. So in this case, you know the knee voltage. Alright. So let it be 0.7 volt. First of all, let us draw for silicon. Alright. So now knee voltage is reached and now the current will rise rapidly. So this is for silicon. Let us complete the graph for silicon now. Now let us move on to the reverse characteristic. A small reverse saturation current will flow. And do you remember what was the leakage current or the reverse saturation current for silicon and germanium? Which one was greater? For germanium, the leakage current or the reverse saturation current was greater. So let us draw it for silicon first of all. A small reverse saturation current will flow. It will become constant with the applied voltage then, and then at a certain value of breakdown voltage, it will rise rapidly. So this is for silicon. So what was the for silicon, the reverse saturation current was in the order of nanoamperes. That was less. So let us draw it over here and mark it for silicon. This is for silicon. This graph is for silicon. Now let us draw the graph for germanium, and I will use a different color over here so that it is easy to understand. Now for germanium, the same concept will follow. That is, the current will rise negligibly till the knee voltage. And what is the knee voltage for germanium? It is 0.3 volt. So 0.3 will come earlier than 0.7. Let it be here. And we will draw the current negligibly till here. Or you can use the same line and leave the pen over here and then make the current to rise. So this is for germanium. So I hope you must have noted the difference between the two during the forward characteristics, that the knee voltage for both the materials is different. Therefore, we need to show the different knee voltage and make the current to rise rapidly at that knee voltage. Now this reverse saturation for current for germanium is more. So this line will go more deeper because this is the increasing direction. This is the increasing direction. So for germanium it will go till here because it is more for germanium, and mark it as microampere. Then it will become constant as it happens for a normal PN diode. Now what about the breakdown voltage? Breakdown, we know that germanium is more unstable than silicon. We have already learned it under the topic that why is silicon preferred over germanium in the previous lecture. So we know that germanium is more unstable. So therefore it will have a lesser breakdown voltage. That means it will go into the breakdown stage earlier than silicon, and that is why we prefer silicon. So breakdown germanium, the breakdown for germanium comes earlier, so therefore it is more unstable. This is for germanium. So very simple to remember. We know that germanium is more unstable than silicon. So draw the breakdown voltage of silicon earlier as compared to that of silicon. We know that the reverse saturation current for germanium is more as compared to silicon. So draw the line more deeper for the reverse saturation current, and we know the knee voltage for silicon and germanium both are different, so accordingly we have to draw the knee voltage and show the forward current. So this is how we will draw the VI characteristics of silicon and germanium. I hope it must be clear to everyone. Now let us move on to the next topic, and that is ideal characteristics of PN diode. So let's have and see what do we want to discuss in this under this topic. So ideal characteristics of PN diode. So let me quickly draw the practical characteristics. Prepare the axis first of all. VF volts, IF milliampere, IS microampere, VR reverse voltage volts. Prepare the axis. I will first of all draw the practical characteristics. Current will rise negligibly till the knee voltage, then it will rise rapidly, reverse saturation current constant, and then the breakdown. So this is the ideal practical characteristics for a PN diode. Now we again and again say that the forward current is maximum for during forward biasing, and during reverse bias the reverse current is minimum. So when we will talk about ideal characteristics in any of the circuits or in any of the cases in electronics, always remember that when we say practically that this parameter will be maximum, then ideally it will be infinite. Mark it. All right, you may note it down that whenever in practical case we will talk that certain parameters will be maximum, then for ideal case it will be infinite, and whenever we will talk that for a certain parameter in any of the cases will be minimum practically, so in ideal case we will always say that it will be 0. So for ideal case maximum thing becomes infinite and minimum thing becomes 0. Always remember it. So from the same concept, ideal characteristic of PN diode. Now forward current is maximum for PN diode, so we can say forward current is infinite and forward resistance is 0. Similarly, reverse current is 0 and reverse resistance is infinite. We have already noted down when we were learning forward and reverse biasing 2 points, that during forward bias forward current is maximum and forward resistance is minimum. And for the reverse bias we noted that reverse current is minimum, reverse resistance is maximum. So always remember, for ideal case forward current infinite, forward resistance 0, then reverse current 0 and reverse resistance infinite. Always remember it. So how we will draw the characteristics? Quickly, first of all, prepare the axis. Now your hands must move in the same manner. First of all, you have to prepare the axis. Write down the parameters and their corresponding units first of all. Now axis is prepared. Now we say forward current is infinite. That means now we will not consider any practical case that it will rise negligibly till a certain voltage. We will only and only draw the infinite current. That means it starts conducting as soon as the diode is forward biased. So always remember, during when we will draw the ideal characteristics or when we will consider an ideal diode, we will not consider this knee voltage. We will assume that during forward bias it will conduct, and during reverse bias it will not conduct. That means current will be zero, because reverse current is zero. So always remember these 2 points. During forward bias, diode conducts, and whenever diode conducts, that means current is maximum through it, and it will behave as a closed switch, or you can say on switch. And during reverse bias, diode does not conduct, and it will behave as a off switch. So if I draw a diode like this and I say that it is an ideal diode, then for forward bias case, if it is forward biased, it will behave like this. That means it will become a switch that is closed. And for reverse bias, it will be an on switch. That means current will be equal to zero, because they are not connected. It is an off switch or an open switch or an open circuit. So I hope it is clear to everybody that how to draw the ideal characteristics or how to assume an ideal diode. Now let us discuss the next topic, that is effect of temperature on VI characteristics. Effect of temperature on the VI characteristics. So there are 3 effects of temperature on the VI characteristics, and for that let us again see the VI characteristics of diode. Let us see from here. See, when temperature will increase, first of all we will look to the forward characteristics. When temperature will increase, what will happen? Just assume in your mind, we learned forward biasing. So what will happen when, first of all, always remember, when temperature will increase, carriers will increase, because the covalent bonds will break, electron hole pairs will be generated, and that is what you call thermally generated electron hole pairs. You have already learned this. So when temperature will increase, thermally generated electron hole pairs will be there, so carriers will increase. When carriers will increase, so you have already learned in the forward biasing that the depletion layer is very less during forward bias. So when carriers will increase, this depletion layer will further decrease, because depletion layer itself means that there is deficiency of carriers. But when we are going to increase the carriers, this deficiency is definitely going to decrease, and hence depletion layer will decrease. And how is depletion layer and potential barrier, which you call knee voltage or cut-in voltage, is related? That if depletion layer decreases, then the potential barrier also decreases, because it is the electric field that is set up itself inside the depletion layer. So knee voltage will decrease. So the first effect that will take place is that knee voltage, the first effect that will take place is that knee voltage decreases. I hope it must be clear to all that during forward characteristic, when we are going to increase the number of carriers, the depletion layer extension will decrease, because depletion layer means the deficiency of carriers. But when you are increasing the carriers, that means the depletion layer is going to decrease, and hence potential barrier will decrease. Therefore, knee voltage will decrease. So this is the first effect of temperature on the VI characteristics. Second effect, now come to the reverse case, reverse biasing case. Now, when you come to the reverse biasing case, you have already learned, and I have the same notes copy that we have learned in the last lecture, that the reverse saturation current depends upon temperature. It increases with the increase in temperature because it doubles its value for every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature. We have already learned it during reverse bias. So when we will come into this particular zone, when temperature will increase, this reverse saturation current will further increase, because it depends upon temperature, not on the reverse voltage. That is why it is constant with the reverse voltage. So it will increase with the increase in temperature. And as far as breakdown voltage is concerned, breakdown voltage, you need to remember one thing, that it will increase with the increase in temperature. So as temperature will go on increasing, it will also go on increasing. So that means the diode will break down later on as the temperature will increase. So the two things that we have learned, the two more effects of temperature on the VI characteristics. Forward, in the case of reverse biasing, coming to the zone of reverse biasing, reverse saturation current increases. We have already learnt it in the reverse biasing case. For more detail that why reverse saturation current increases with the increase in temperature, you can watch my previous lecture. And the third effect is breakdown voltage increases with increase in temperature. I will explain this later on in the upcoming part, that why breakdown voltage increases with increase in temperature. So these are the three effects that are going to take place with the increase in temperature. So let us draw the graph. Let us have a very important question which comes many a times in the university exams. So let's see. From its solution itself, we can clear the concept. The question is, draw the VI characteristics of PN diode at different temperatures, that is 50, 100 and 200 degrees Celsius. So you have to draw the VI characteristics of PN diode at different temperatures, that is 50, 100 and 200 degrees Celsius. So let's start drawing. First of all, quickly prepare the axis in your notebooks. So this is how we will prepare the axis first of all. Then we need to draw the graph at three different temperatures, that is 50, 100 and 200 degrees Celsius. So let's start drawing. First of all, we know what will happen with the increase in temperature. We know the three parameters that are going to be affected. So let us draw first of all the forward part. In the forward part, we will first of all follow the same concept, that the current will rise rapidly till the knee voltage. Leave the pen over here, and the current will rise after that rapidly. So let this be the graph for the maximum, that is 200 degrees Celsius. At the same time, you must indicate it. Alright. Now for 100 degrees Celsius, let us move in the descending order. The knee voltage will decrease. So we will follow the same line, but we will make the current to rise rapidly earlier because the knee voltage will decrease. So it will occur, if the knee voltage for 200 is this, so it will occur earlier for, because it will decrease. So it will be for 100 degrees Celsius. And for 50 degrees Celsius, again we will further decrease the knee voltage. So this is for 50 degrees Celsius. So we are done with the forward part. That means we have drawn the forward characteristic for all the three temperatures. Now move on to the reverse part. For reverse part, we need to keep in mind two parameters, that is the breakdown voltage and the reverse current. Reverse current will rise with every rise in temperature. So first of all, let us draw it for 50 degrees Celsius. This is for 50 degrees Celsius. Then let us draw it for 100 degrees Celsius. In this part, we will move it in the ascending order. 100 for 100, the current will rise. So we will draw the line more deeper and the breakdown voltage will also increase. So the breakdown is increasing. That means increasing direction is this. So this is for 100 degrees Celsius. Now, in electronics, you need not see the sign that it is in negative. So -5 is lesser than -2. No, you only have to see the magnitude. We have drawn the arrow like this. That means this is the increasing direction. So therefore, if we need to show anything in the increasing manner, we will move in this direction. Now for 200 degrees Celsius, again the current will further rise. That will, we will draw the line more deeper, and the forward voltage is also going to increase. So this is the forward voltage. So this is how we will draw the graph for all the three temperatures. Very, very important. So whenever this question comes in the university or any exam, first of all, you need to write the 3 points. That means what will be the effect of temperature on the VI characteristics. The earlier that we have written the 3 points, that knee voltage will decrease, reverse saturation current will increase, and the breakdown voltage will increase with the increase in temperature. Then you have to draw this graph, and draw this graph in the same diagram so that you can compare all the three temperatures simultaneously. So this is how we show the effect of temperature on the VI characteristics of diode. Now the last thing that we are left with in today's lecture, that is the diode current equation. So let us see what is diode current equation. So remember the diode current equation. Diode current is equals to, that is ID, that is for diode current. IS, what was IS? Reverse saturation current, bracket E raised to the power applied voltage, that whatever voltage you will apply. If you apply forward voltage, then this voltage will be positive. If you apply reverse voltage, then this voltage will be negative, because reverse voltage is negative. V upon eta, it is a constant. VT is the temperature equivalent of voltage, or you can say thermal voltage, -1. So this is the diode current equation. So ID is the diode current, IS is the reverse saturation current, V is the applied voltage, eta is a constant, and its value is 1 for germanium and 2 for silicon. So depending upon which diode you are given, made up of silicon or germanium, you can put the values. If you are given nothing in the exam, then you can put 1. and Vt is the thermal equivalent of voltage, and the value is kT by Q. It is kT by Q. And do you all remember what is K? K is Boltzmann constant. K is Boltzmann constant. T is temperature, and Q is the charge, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb. Now Boltzmann constant value, what is Boltzmann constant value? It is 8.62 into 10 raised to the power minus 5 electron volt per degree Kelvin, and charge 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb. So temperature will be given in the question, or if it is given room temperature, that is 300 Kelvin. So what I am trying to tell is Vt is equals to kT by Q, and you can put the value of K and Q over here. You will get T upon 11600. So this is the, you can learn this value, volt. So this you can put, and accordingly whatever temperature is given you can put it over here. But you have to remember one value. If room temperature is given, that is 300 Kelvin, obviously you will put over here 300 and you can find out the value easily. But because this value is very common, that is room temperature, you can remember its value, that is 26 millivolt. So Vt at room temperature is equals to 26 millivolt. When you will put over here 300, you will find out this value. So this is how you can put various values in the diode current equation, and you can find the other one. So this is so you can easily see that the diode current equation is non-linear. It is an exponential curve, and you draw, whenever you draw the P and VI characteristics of P-N diode, you draw it exponentially. So this is the reason. So this is the diode current equation, and you have to remember it. So that was all for today, and let's meet in the next lecture with different contents. Thank you all.